Welcome everybody for another Company of Heroes 3 cast. This time it's a replay DeSantis provided. Thank you DeSantis for that. And he's playing as the DAK and is playing against Sawik, playing as the US forces. And yeah, he provided this replay and requested some advices. So let's see what we can take out of this match. And DeSantis actually is participating at this cast live. So welcome DeSantis.
Thank you, thank you.
Alright, so what do we see here? You are going for the Berserkleris, actually. Nice. And,
Yes, I quite like them.
yeah, me too. I think it's really a sturdy opener for the DAK. However, at the moment, when I play allies, actually, I'm not sure when I lost the last game against DAK when they were playing the Berserkleris, so I think either I was lucky or these guys are missing something. However, I'm not quite sure what it is at the moment. How do you feel about the DAK? I think it's a little bit hard to play actually at the moment. What do you think?
I think they have some great potential for team games, such as the reconnaissance tractor. But I feel like in 1v1 they don't really have much going for them other than the Berserkleri sprint.
Yeah, that's neat.
The caveat to that is they're not a snaring squad, so they cannot support your armor.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a little bit... one thing that I already observed over here is that most likely you are missing follow-up commands. So one thing that really would enhance your gameplay is when you use shift to just do some follow-up commands for your squads. So when they, for instance, are capping this point over here and you press shift and then order them to this point over here, and then maybe to this one, then to this one, stuff like that, then you will do that automatically, so you don't have to use further micro to just make them do that. So I mean, we all just have a limited amount of APM, and I think when you use the shift button, you can use your APM more efficiently. So that's something I could really suggest over here. Another thing, sorry for the flood of information at the moment. I think, okay, this is nice. That you're scouting this high ground over here, because the high ground advantage Company of Heroes 3 is really, really important. However, I think that you could spend more attention to not spread your army too much. At the moment, there is a squad, and there is a squad, and a very wise man called Sawik once told me that it is really important to pay attention, especially in the early game, for your units, so that they aren't, let's say, around one screen length away from each other. So that means, for instance, this would be fine. This Berserkleri squad over here and this one, they were quite close to each other initially. Then this one advanced further, and this advanced towards this direction, and they spread. However, when you in the next game could pay more attention to your capping order, so that your squads are backing each other up a little more. I mean, you see when these okay one after another. Let's pause it for a little for a few seconds. So your enemy obviously is playing this assault engineers spam, let's say spam. And I think you can counter it when, I mean, look at that. The assault engineer squad engaged your squad, and initially it took quite a lot of damage, even dropped one model, before it was able to reach the distance where it's able to fight effectively. And when you now are having another squad of Berserkleri, like maybe, over here, let's say, or over here. Yeah, I mean, that's a bad example because maybe these weren't located up here, but let's just imagine that one more squad would be like over here or over here. Then you could just guide this squad a little bit towards this direction, using this squad, which is doing a soft retreat, and the other squad is just shooting at this squad at the very same moment, forcing it to instant retreat. instantly retreat, and then you want this fight. I mean, now you would say, okay, what is going on when more than just one squad is engaging? Then this principle works as well. I mean, then 2 of your squads can focus 1 of their squads, and most likely it should retreat even before it reaches the effective range of fight for it. And then there's just 1 of these squads left, and this squad again can be kited, so that you even win the engagement for the second squad as well. So yeah, try to let your army stick together a little bit more, so that you can kite enemy close range units and win the engagements or fight the engagements effectively. Sorry for all these informations, could be pretty much at the moment.
I could have put my Bassilieri squad there behind the cover of that wooden box.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Oh, and then I did.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we see the, yeah, let's say the standard stuff. I assume he most likely will even build more of these assault engineers. Oh no, there's an MG. Oh, nice. Okay. I like that he's at least playing an MG, so he's just not just spamming these assault engineers. However, all of these will run around with flamers sooner or later, I guess. Okay, and then, I mean, we'll win this fight, obviously, and he's dropping lots of manpower, that's nice. What's he doing? Is he really going for the decap? No. That was a bad engagement for him. Nice. Okay, so this is great. However, I'm curious whether you will spread up this squad a little bit so that it won't end up a pinned blob when the MG is waiting like over here, maybe. Let's see. Okay, okay, that's a mistake. You should never cap a point with 2 squads. I mean, actually, that most likely was just due to yeah, a lack of micro. We all suffer from that from time to time. Okay, well done. That's nice. No model drop for him. Oh, lucky guy. Okay, this could be one of these engagements if he's chasing you now. However, he's not. He's smart enough to not do that. Yeah, then you could kite this squad with this squad. However, now that's a dangerous situation. I mean, this squad is just about... Ooh, a sniper. Nice. To help out. However, the MG was somewhere over here. Could pin your squad, and now the chasing should begin. This squad should head north, out of the flamer range. Ah, not towards this squad.
Yeah, I learned that very soon. Why I should not do that.
Ah, yeah, there the MG is. I mean, not even too bad. This fight, okay, these nades were not necessary, actually, they didn't work it down. These nades, before we retreat, in the middle of a fight, are not a good idea to do, because it's very likely that your enemy is paying the same attention to this area of the map as you are. So it's quite easy for him to dodge the nade, actually. Here's some chasing being done, isn't it? Ah, that is nice. So we surrounded the green cover from. However, most likely this squad will be pinned.
Yeah, there I tried to go around the machine gun over there, but apparently he had another machine gun launching the flank.
That's bad, yeah. Now he's having 2 machine guns. Okay, so let's pause. Let's try to figure out what you could have been doing in this situation. I mean, your map control at the very moment is not even bad. It's a good map control. You're floating tons of ammunition. I think. So the first thing I observed is I am quite a friend of vehicles, early light vehicles. So I think the first thing that could have been done a little bit better actually is to build the BMW motorcycle. I think this thing is quite strong, actually. It is not as strong as other light vehicles of other fractions, however it can cap and it can fight. And the neat thing about this thing is that you can run towards enemy squads in the very early game, so at the very beginning of the game, and take out 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 models. That happens to me in nearly every match. I mean, I'm doing it in close to all matches I'm having. And this is quite nice because you take some damage, take out a few models, make him suffer like a manpower bleed of 50 manpower or so, and then just retreat and repair the motorcycle. I mean, it's a little bit micro-intensive, however, as you can afford it, and I think you can, that's a quite good strategy. It's also good for scouting support weapons like these MGs, for instance, so I think that's not a bad thing. And I think next you could... when you're seeing that the enemy is going for this MG spam over here, I think, what are your points saying? Okay, you went for the model boost of your Berserk squads. I mean, generally speaking, that is a good idea. However, at the same time, I think it could have been a better idea to tech switch to the Italian armor, because the Semovente tank is a good choice in dealing with stuff like that, because it's comparable to a Sturmhaubitze. Yeah, so I mean, it can deal with infantry as well as with tanks, and it is not even bad against MGs, for instance. So I think that could have been the right choice. I mean, just one more command point to wait for, but still, I think would have been coming soon. I mean, now we spent it on...
If you pause it for just a second.
Yeah?
I noticed that when I brought out the Assault Grenadiers, I noticed almost immediately that was an incredible blunder, because if you look at the command call-ins by the minimap, you can get the same squad plus the half-track for 200 manpower versus the 340 manpower for just the Assault Grenadiers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're completely right. That's very true. However, at the same time, sometimes the DAK are struggling with early anti-tank. I mean, the Silvera tank is the solution for the early weaker threats for other fractions, like for instance the bridge forces. However, if it's coming even more early, like for instance the US forces is playing a Weasel or the quarter-ton truck, stuff like that, so the Willis Jeep, then this could be the solution. Yeah, so the how it's called, the mechanized anti-tank crew. Yeah, I know what you want to say, but now you are struggling with the choice that you called in these guys, which were expensive, like how much did they cost? 340 manpower.
340.
And you can just bring them.
The 200.
You can bring them for 200. However, at the same time, most of the time you don't want to choose the assault mechanized group, because you need early anti-tank most of the time. So this is the way to go, the Panzerjäger mechanized group, and this is why often it still makes sense to go for the Assault Grenadier squad. Even though it's more expensive, however, you really need this stuff. And since the cooldown is quite taking quite a long time, yeah, most of the time you want to go for the Panzerjäger. I mean, now you got them, and actually it was not even a bad choice, because they can smoke, and played correctly, you maybe could engage from this flank over here, yeah, and go behind of this building. Yeah, that's something I do a lot of times. I go behind of this building, behind this building. My English is neat again, and try to engage over here, so that he is building up his machine guns, like let's say over here or so. I'm just waiting for my troops to come, and then I just engage from over here, and if the second MG is maybe over here and tries to pin my my engaging assault grenadier, then I just smoke this area, for instance, and still can take out one of the MGs. And then this engagement is won. Then the troops, let's say, waiting behind green cover over here and over here behind the truck or behind this wall or stuff like that, are free to engage, because this MG then is forced to move, because the Assault Grenadier Squad next will heal up towards this MG and force it away as well, and then you can push with the rest of your army. So this could be the way to engage in mid. Most likely the US versus player will play his MGs around the mid. So your way to deal with the MGs using the Assault Grenadiers is use this flank, go behind this house, and engage from this flank. That's nice. Using the smoke, of course. However, now you are doing, yeah, very well actually, because, yeah, you are playing a little passively behind green cover. Wait for him to come. That's a good idea actually. Yeah. Okay. Now we see the issue. These guys were now engaging from the mid. And they shouldn't do that. Your mainline infantry should do that, and these guys should sneak around from over here. They even can ignore these squads a little bit, because as soon as they entered this area and threw the smoke, they are fine. And the MG is not anymore. Okay, now he's forcing you back a little bit. Still, your map control is incredible. That is really cool to see, actually. I mean, you aren't losing, you aren't winning the engagements. Still, you're having the map control. That's cool. That's cool. I like it. Ooh, the 8 Rad armored car. That's a good choice. Yeah, nice. I like it. So
and one more thing about the Basiglieri squad.
Yeah.
I've noticed that they do not get the same bonuses as the Panzer Grenadier squad, with the bonuses to nearby vehicle. So in proximity of a vehicle, they will not receive the benefits.
Do you mean these benefits, for instance, the vehicle support?
No,
or so?
the Panzer Grenadiers have a passive ability where they will take less damage and inflict more damage in the proximity of vehicles.
Oh, okay, interesting. Didn't even know that so far. Good to hear. I just recognized that every time the enemy is just playing the Panzer Grenadier as the mainline infantry, I considered it as being strong. However, I didn't actually figure out why.
The Panzer Pioneer, see how he has a icon above his head when the rad armored car drove by?
Okay, these guys.
If you see down on their menu, you can see the passive.
There it is. Combined arms, right? Okay, nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay. I think the armored car is like comparable with the Greyhound. However, still it should be a little bit. Oh, nice! I love the armored car. It's so strong. Look at that. Oh boy. There we go. Well done. But now I have to be careful. I don't know. Maybe you just missed that the Greyhound is already on the field. That's a threat to the 8 Rad armored car.
As you can see, I was at the time.
Yeah, that's good. Actually, okay, I think the Marder is a cool choice. It's a choice that, yeah, I mean, I think it's just good playstyle to go for the Marder actually. However, since you are close before the 3rd command point, I mean, you now can go for the Breda guns, so it's cool. However, at the same time, you could just spend your command points for the Sumo Winter Assault Gun. And next, obviously, for the Karo Amato. This stuff is really strong. And I mean, the Marder, it's not very expensive, however. Where is it? There. 25 fuel. 280 mate power. I mean, it's not a bad choice. Still, I like the Simovente.
I have noticed that there is an abundance of fuel within the early stages of the game that I have noticed I have no way to use.
Ah, okay, yeah.
As you can see there, I was trying to destroy that machine gun, but apparently it is invincible.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit confused about that. Because at least the Marder should deal damage. This could be a bug. We should report it after the game. However, I mean, now you stole it. Nice. This thing could actually die. Yeah, I mean, by now you're way ahead of your enemy. Now healing is coming. It's nice.
Quite late, I'm afraid. I should have invested more my manpower earlier into that.
Actually, no, I'm not sure. My healing sometimes is coming equally late, so I think it's not even bad because I mean the manpower you're saving for your healing is sometimes even better invested in more infantry or more light vehicles of like let's say of an offensive character. So because I mean you have to consider that or keep in mind that let's say you have one full life squad and it's fighting against a full life squad of your enemy. I mean, that's obviously fine. However, if you have two low life squads and they are fighting one enemy full life squad, you still will be fine. Because you're just dealing more damage and the manpower bleed you're suffering from the low life squads is sometimes even smaller than the manpower bleed of your enemy at the same time. Wow, okay. The blob of death. And as I predicted, they are all carrying these flamethrowers now, so this is I don't like this strat actually. I mean, it's not even too good. I mean, it's and the Artrat Armored Car is killing them. Nice. But did you get the point? I mean, sometimes more squads are keeping your manpower bleed compared to the manpower bleed of your enemy low. Thus, sometimes I'm stalling the healing as well. Oh, nice. Graham just dead. That's not... Still, I think it's game. I mean, he lost one of his wetted pioneers with flamethrowers. The army composition is way more sturdy than his at the very moment. And you're floating tons of manpower. You could even consider going for a tiger, right?
Yes, I was thinking I was going to go for tiger because of the martyr can quite happily fight larger medium tanks with some support.
Yeah, with some support. That's the issue, I think. I mean, at the moment the support is more or less lacking because the Berserkleri can't snare. However, still, you have the option to go for the Panzerjäger mechanized group. Yeah, could be an option. Panzerjäger mechanized group.
Were, the Panzerjägers were also nerfed from. They were once a 5-man squad. They are now only in 4 models.
4 models, yeah. That's that's true. Still, they are worth it, I think.
Yes.
And actually, I think this nerf is not even too bad because I mean. Oh, the reconnaissance sniper, that was a huge mistake of him. I mean...
There I can see I blundered. I forgot to take my rat armored car off of the detection mode. And it walked into oncoming fire.
Yeah, that's true.
The big nice squads hanged up to dry.
He's not killing it, wasn't he? Oh boy, he's just instead losing his Zook squad, so yeah, okay. Still a good engagement. I mean, you could have been losing a lot over here. However, you did not. Yeah, what I wanted to say, where did I stop, actually? I don't remember. What was it? What were we talking about?
The Panzerjäger.
Panzerjäger, yeah, Panzerjäger, true. So, I mean, these are... The one thing that is really neat about them is that they are call-in units. They are coming with a 250, and they are strong. I mean, you can even upgrade them. So, these are incredibly versatile units. And I think it's okay that they nerf them.
Whilst garrisons, there's only 4 slots for infantry to shoot out of. So the 5 to 4 man nerf does not affect them whilst garrisoned into the vehicle.
True. Okay, so for the US forces player, that was a mistake. This entire tank gun is just lost. I mean, we also it got recruit and instantly decruit because of the MG waiting over here. Most likely just didn't notice that the MG is over here, so monitoring this anti-tank gun. I think he lost track somehow, since most likely he lost his sniper, so yeah, poor guy already noticed that the game is not for his favor at this very moment. And this is why he's doing some severe mistakes, actually. I mean, it's already game, I guess, so I think there's not much he can do against this army composition at the moment, because he lost his anti-tank gun, which is lethal against DAK, and especially DAK having an 8-Rad armored car. Okay, however, let's see what's happening. Oh no, okay, it's already over. Sync error detected, so he surrendered.
Yeah, he surrendered after I decapped the bottom VP with my assault grenadier. It was being taken fire from a sniper, but I threw smoke, and then I think that was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
So, okay, I see your requests for advices were most likely for the early game. Yeah, the early game was a little bit sticky for you. However, I think we discussed what you could have been doing better in the early game. Still, you managed to get on top after all, so... Yeah, I mean, I think the 8-Rad armored car in combination with the Marder, that was the choice that saved you the game at this moment. Still, I think if I would have been going for the Simovente, for instance, and used this assault grenadiers for like engaging over here, smoking and forcing back the enemy army, it would have been working as well. And that would have been the option for, let's say, rushing a Panzer III, for instance, because then I think you could have been saving the light vehicles, both of these, or medium vehicles, let's say, just with one of the Simovente, which is summed up a little bit cheaper, and yeah, then it's really a rush for the Panzer III. However, I mean, that playstyle worked as well. Yeah, and I think the most important factor why the early game was that sticky for you was that you spread up your army too much, which played to his favor, because, yeah, I mean, he was able to use the power of these assault engineers in the early game. I mean, they can just overwhelm one squad with ease, and I mean, you felt that at several positions, like over here, and over here, and also in the mid. However, when you are using more than one squad, you can kite them and win the engagements, even though more than one assault engineer are engaging. Yeah. So I think the most important take-home messages of this match in the early game are: don't capture territories too greedy, and stick your army together a little bit more, so that you can help out, so that each squad can help out each other squad. Yeah. And I mean that the rest was not even bad. You could have been planting some mines as well. I mean, you are not floating tons of manpower, however you have enough ammunition. However, you have enough ammunition to plant some mines over here, or some defensive mines, for instance. I mean, when you are playing light vehicles, defensive mines are quite important,
Extremely
actually.
useful.
Uh,
I tried to use some offensive mines onto the VP and the fuel at the bottom, but I think I put, if you look below the leftmost VP, that one, by the fuel, a little bit lower.
this one?
That one?
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I put a mine there, but I don't know if it ever got destroyed. Low. No, below. Low onto the fuel. Oh, it did get blown up. Or swept.
Could have been swept, actually. I have no idea. Didn't notice it.
I think that was only one of 2 mines that I ever deployed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Planting mines is really, really important sometimes. I mean, this spot over here, at the very middle of this beach, it's a good spot for a mine, as well as this spot over here, because if it happens that you get pushed back to base from one of these flanks, like the lower flank, then it often enough happens that the enemy engages from this beach to the mid, and if it's a mine with some vehicles, then it's easy for you to use anti-tank guns, for instance, from over here or from over here to finish this vehicle. Yeah, also obviously like over here, defensive mine is a good idea. So 3 spots that you could have covered with defensive mines, easily using the ammunition you already got. So I think, yeah, since you didn't use it, it gave you the opportunity to save for the strafing run. So, yeah, I mean, it's also working, actually. Well, yeah, I mean, let's say GG and well played, both of you. And yeah, good time.
Thank you very much for doing this for me, Lata.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome.
And his head till 59.